investing early in the Philippines' tech talent.
Okay, good afternoon. Thank you for making your time to go here. My name is Dom. I'm part of DEVCON Philippines. We're the largest community of developers and tech enthusiasts here in the country. And what we're most excited about is when we talk about DEVCON Philippines, we don't mean DEVCON NCR or DEVCON Manila. Who here has attended any DEVCON event before or have heard of DEVCON? So we have a few, 3, 4, 5. So for those outside the Philippines, you might have heard of DEVCON Southeast Asia last year. So same name, but DEVCON means Developers Connect. And again, as I mentioned earlier, it was an output of a Filipino diaspora. Winston Damarillo, our founder, sold 3 companies in Silicon Valley, is a programmer. And when he sold companies in the US, his mission is, how do we make sure that it goes back outside of his bubble? How do we bring it home to the Philippines? And because he's from Bohol, he made sure that the community of DEVCON thrives, not just in Manila, but outside. So DEVCON Philippines, our vision has been updated last year. We've gone from a digital transformed Philippines for all as a vision to a technology-empowered Philippines for all, which I think reflects how digital and the pandemic translated and accelerated digital. So now, right now, it's been more ubiquitous, and now we're focusing on technology and making it for good here in the Philippines. So I'm excited to share how we're investing in the last 16 years and how you can be part of this mission. So what makes DEVCON unique? We're a non-profit organization. We don't just focus on campus and professional developers. We have programs for kids as young as 9 years old. Who here has programmed their Hello World during high school? So if you remember your marquee, bouncing left and right, we didn't have front end or responsive web design back then. But right now, what we're doing in Iligan, what we're doing in Bohol, what we're doing in outside of Metro Manila is we're creating Hello Worlds with physical robotics for kids. So we'll share more about those later. And again, when we've seen a lot less event in Manila because we invest our efforts. In 4 weeks, we're launching our 11th chapter in Bohol. And you might be happy to hear that our biggest community is in Mindanao. So we have launched Bukidnon, Iligan, Davao, and Cagayan de Oro as some of our thriving chapters outside Manila, which I think talks about why we're doing what we're doing. In the Philippines, right now, these are the problems we're trying to solve. There's 170,000 surplus of IT BPM jobs in the Philippines, which means for the population, those who are graduating are not job ready. They're not industry ready. So there's a surplus. And of course, because of that, AI and cloud as a starting point, Web 2 technology, they are taking time to catch up in the academe, and that's not surprising. Number 2 is there's a lack of hands-on training because when teachers are underpaid, why would I teach? I just go to the industry. There's a lack of inspiration. That's why we do hands-on code camps at DEVCON. And the diaspora I was mentioning earlier, 8 out of 10 of cybersecurity experts are outside of the Philippines. So how can you build an ecosystem of emerging technology like Web3, cybersecurity, and AI when you don't have the talent here in the Philippines? So that's what we're addressing through hands-on code camp. So how are we investing early in the Philippines and blockchain? So this is the summary of our work we've done in DEVCON. We're happy to see Ellie. Ellie from the stage here is proud to say that he attended DEVCON ilang years ago, Ellie? Maybe 2016. So he was an attendee of our CES, our events here in SMX Manila. Through DEVCON, he found his co-founder and started DVCode. After DVCode, he's been a venture studio and dev agency. He became the tech lead of ICP. And being the tech lead of ICP, ICP partnered with DEVCON to provide smart contracts education. Literally, we have 0 code camp in Manila. No? We realized we didn't have any. We have 0 code camps in Manila because everything else is outside. And now, the output of that hackathon, Ellie works with multiple platforms. The output of that hackathon is Andrea, the new tech lead of the ICP, who is now the alumni of that hackathon and is now the tech lead of ICP. So what we're excited beyond Web 5, 7, 10, 11 is the ecosystem of talent, the cycle of pay it forward community. And that's what excited and what wakes up at DEVCON. Last year, we reached about 14,000 face-to-face students nationwide. because we invested, it's been a challenge, as mentioned earlier. How do we balance just shilling event partners who want to give all the money and making sure that we're a builder community? So we've made a very intentional partnership with ICP to make sure that it works both ways. And we're investing in builders and not just wallet or consumers here in the Philippines. So these are the photos of the event. We had 20 hands-on code camps last year. So we had one in Mindoro. Mindoro is about 5-6 hours from here. You take a 4-hour bus and then cross the island. So when we went to Mindoro, Mike, our code camp lead, asked the students, who here knows about Bitcoin? No one has heard about Bitcoin. It's an island 6 hours from here. But they're an IT student and probably partially part of the statistics that they are 140% surplus who will not be job ready. We asked, who here knows GitHub? About average, 60% of students we've engaged, about 1,200, 60% doesn't know how to use GitHub, and they're a graduating IT student. So within 4 hours, they come from sitting in our event because they have a partner chapter, LGU, as a nonprofit. They sit in a code camp. We have pre-installed all the requirements for them. From not hearing about Bitcoin, within 4 hours, they published their first smart contract project. And they even didn't know about Web3 as a consumer wallet, consumer Web3 blockchain wallet. We didn't have to ask them to install. We didn't have to ask them to set up or create your URL and email. But within 4 hours, they have a URL that says, so the intent is when they go to an interview, they ask, what do you know about blockchain? They don't talk about the theory. So we have 500 students today from 20 locations nationwide who has a portfolio that says, this is my portfolio as a graduating IT student. And on the footer, this website and URL is published 100% on-chain. So it's just a simple about that me. But again, we're moving from the concept of understanding the consumer of Web3 to building on top of it. And this is just in 4 hours. And it will take so long for the curriculum to catch up. And while everyone else is talking about the change in K-12, we're running 500 smart contracts project today, and we're doing a lot more in the next few months. So this is what we're very proud of. And again, these are students who are hopefully not part of the statistics, but will become, what do you know about blockchain? I built this smart contract project. The phase 2 we're building right now is a smart contract portfolio by IT students with a built-in AI agent plugin and all 100% on-chain. So again, these are 4 hours attendees for students hearing blockchain or Bitcoin for the first time, but publishing their project within 4 hours within DevCon. So that's, I think, is the point of providing the community, providing global technology, but making sure it's outside of Metro Manila. So when we partnered with the blockchain platform right now, these are the events we had starting last year. So and the budget we had for this is the same budget for one booth, probably that booth. So imagine that same booth, the cost of any booth is the same cost to do 500 smart contracts. And again, because I am from Batangas, 4 hours from here, our founder is from Bohol near Boracay, if you know Boracay. His hometown is also near Bukidnon and Cagayan de Oro. So there's a lot of energy. There's a lot of untapped potential. There's a lot of work we can do together to make sure that the Philippines will not just be another petri dish of technology, but become a mature, sensible, and forward-thinking market for tech talent in the Philippines. So these are the photos we had in partnership with a smart contract and ICP platform. So again, we're really happy and trying to balance projects, and we had to turn down a lot of projects. In one of the questions earlier, how do you filter? I think we're one of the most, let me put it this way. If a Web3 project launches today and they're dead by 2 months, people wouldn't care. But because DevCon is a registered nonprofit with government partnerships, it's more expensive for us to raise our name to partner with the platform. So as I mentioned earlier, we're a builder over shiller community. So we really make sure, and there's a lot of, funding is very challenging for a nonprofit in the Philippines. And because we're technology agnostic, everyone will go to the next exciting name, Web3 XYZ, Web5 Philippines, Web5 Organization, Web5 Association, Web5 Council of the Philippines, etc. And it goes to the next narrative as mentioned earlier. But for us, as a technology agnostic and a pay-it-forward community, it's a lot more challenging to fundraise, but it's definitely a lot more meaning and impact to the work we do. So aside from the work we do with blockchain and Web 2 and Web 1, one of the Winston, the founder of Devcon, his wife mentioned that you're investing in college and graduating IT talent. And probably they're one of the best talent in the Philippines who gets US dollar rate in your Web3 companies from California or Web2 companies. But they are IT right now because they had access to the most expensive school. How about those who don't have access? How do we address digital divide? So that's why we do Devcon Kids. Instead of a Hello World or a smart contract project, we go way back 10 years before they are able to do a code camp in our campus Devcon and invest in robotics for free. So I want to share what we do at Devcon Kids by playing this video.
Hey, my name is Febby, your Cebu DEVCON ambassador, and this is a little something I did for Goa. So DEVCON was able to acquire this climate action kit where as young as 7-year-old kids could build and code real-world challenges related to our climate right now, using these functioning prototypes. So the first thing you would see in the box is the building blocks, and then under it is the robotic components where all the sensor and brain lies. So it's quite empty right now considering I was already building 3 of those projects. So the first project I was able to finish was the wind turbine project. This took me less than 30 minutes. It's perfect for 3rd to 5th graders, and it mimics how a wind turbine works, and kids can learn how energy are generated from them. So this little guy was my favorite out of all the projects. It's the Autonomous Electric Vehicles of the Future project. I would recommend this to like 11th to 12th graders. It's basically where you mimic how electric vehicles work and how it can provide a cleaner, zero-emission alternative for transportation. And the last project I was able to finish was harnessing the sun's energy with solar panels. Here you'll be able to learn how energy from the sun can be harnessed with solar panels to create a renewable source of energy. It's perfect for like 6th to 8th graders, and as you can see here, I was able to build a solar panel prototype that can sense and track the position of the sun in order to find the most optimal light source for power generation. Right now though, I'm doing it manually for demonstration purposes. And if you're worried that programming is too hard for kids, no worries. The platform where you quote-unquote code is basically just a drag-and-drop functionality. So that's about it for me, guys. Bye!
So that's Feby from Devcon Cebu, one of our campus ambassadors in 11 chapters. And again, it begs you to ask, how do you teach the concept of blockchain? How do you teach the concept of decentralization to a 9-year-old? Even without touching technology. And I think that's a very relevant investment that we have to do in the Philippines because targeting them on college level is already too late for them to be inspired as the next talent of Web 3 or Web 4. Of course, aside from investing just with kids, we also invest on leadership development here in the Philippines. We launched our She is DevCon leadership program. So there's a lot more we can do in terms of supporting our grassroots community nationwide. And we have started with blockchain as a nationwide series of, we're running 500 projects right now. We have piloted an AI engineering academy, which focuses on technical tech talent for AI. So this is something that we are planning to scale more, and we have the ecosystem, the community, the talent, and the partners to help scale this. So if this is something that aligns with you, we're happy to help invest. So that is DevCon Philippines and what we do as a non-profit organization. What we're hoping to collaborate is to make sure that whenever you have a talent here in the Philippines, it's beyond Metro Manila. Whenever you think about the next generation, it's beyond key cities in Cebu, in Davao, and there's a lot more we can do together. So hopefully we can work together in investing early for the tech talent in the Philippines, Thank you, Ola, the AIBC team, ICP for inviting us. And we're excited for more collaborations and for the next generation of tech talent in the Philippines. Maraming salamat and enjoy the rest of your stay in the Philippines.
Thank you. Thank you, Dom.